In November 2006, I went to Seattle to hear a Roman Catholic woman bishop talk about her story of being called to priesthood. As I listened, I heard my story in hers, and I knew that my life as I had known it was over. I was being invited to take a step into a life much larger than anything I had ever imagined for myself. And I was scared. I was afraid because I knew I would have to risk losing relationships that were precious to me. I also knew that this was a step I was being invited into, an invitation with my name on it. And I had to take that step to see where it would lead. Religion offers people a sense of belonging, and at its best, a community with whom to experience human stuff that is suffering and joy, that's death and new life. Religion is powerful because many believe that it speaks for that mystery greater than ourselves that we call God, love, higher power, or the divine. The power of religion, though, can both liberate and oppress. In the first few centuries of Christianity, liberation was happening. As communities formed, they were more inclusive and egalitarian than those of the religions around them. Based on the stories of Jesus, who challenged religious and civil practices that excluded people, these religious communities, these Christian communities, spoke in their scriptures, there is no longer Jew or Greek, slave or free, male or female. That was revolutionary. Women held leadership positions in these communities. Archaeological evidence confirms this. They were deacons, priests, and bishops in these communities. But between the 4th and 12th centuries, women's leadership roles and their stories disappeared as Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. Fast forward to the mid-1960s. After the Second Vatican Council, which was a gathering of all the Roman Catholic bishops in the world, a lot of people thought that women's ordination was right around the corner. 1976, a Vatican commission determined that there were no obstacles to women's ordination in Scripture. 1994, Pope John Paul II proclaimed that the Roman Catholic Church did not have the authority to ordain women because it was not God's will for the church. And Catholics were forbidden to even talk about it in public. 2002, some male Roman Catholic bishops, in secret and risking their own ministries, ordained 7 women as priests in Europe. This was the beginning of the movement called Roman Catholic Womanpriests. This movement continues today and has now ordained 200 women, whom the Vatican say are excommunicated. 2010, I was ordained as one of these Roman Catholic women priests. And I have been blessed to be a part of Holy Wisdom Inclusive Catholic Community here in the Olympia, Washington area. Holy Wisdom is not part of the institutional structure of the Catholic Church. We invite everyone and welcome everyone to participate fully in our community without regard to gender, sexual orientation, marital status, or religious affiliation. So all that is great, but why should anyone who's not Catholic care about any of this? Here's why. 17%, more than 1.2 billion people in the world are Catholic. And most of the growth areas of the Catholic Church are in Africa and South America. Anyone who cares about human rights for girls and women must understand that religious beliefs and laws that exclude women prevent many women worldwide from achieving freedom and equality. And the way that some of these beliefs and laws are interpreted can lead to violence against women. In Christianity, almost all language and images for the divine are masculine. And many Catholics believe that priests speak for God. What message does that give boys and girls about who God is and who God listens to? Before I was ordained, I used to keep a photo of a young African woman in my pocket. This woman I did not know inspired me to keep on my path to priesthood. Because every time I looked at her picture, I asked the question, how could anyone know that this woman is not called by God to serve her people as a priest? How could anyone know that? Imagine how things could change if all those 1.2 billion Catholics were taught and believed that women and men were equal in all ways. That this mystery we call God is not a man or a woman. And that men are not the only ones who can speak for God or be ordained as priests. What might the world be like if women were able to express the fullness of their humanity and share their gifts for leadership everywhere? The Roman Catholic Church influences so many people in so many places and in so many ways that when the tide turns here, there'll be no turning back. It will change the world. Institutional religion is reaching a point of no return. The only way religions can even hope to remain relevant at all is to recognize what they're doing and stop participating in the oppression of half the world's people. I'm passionate about church and about seeing people treated justly. So the step I took was to say no to the status quo, disobey church laws, and become ordained as a Roman Catholic Womanpriest. Change happens when women and men step forward within their own sphere of influence, fueled by their own passion to make a difference in the world. Start where you are. Find out what you care about and take a step.